Hi, I'm Sam Faulkner. This is my Unseen Waterloo exhibition, and I've been a photographer for about 20 years, I guess. Gosh, it's not like a long time. And most of my work, up until this project, has been documentary, more editorial-based documentary work. I've spent a lot of time in places like Afghanistan and Colombia, working on projects to do with the war on drugs and things like that. Most of my work has been shot using small cameras in the field, shooting stuff that's going on in front of me, classic documentary style. This project, from the conception, was going to be completely different. I was going to go and shoot something that was essentially artificial, a reenactment of something historic, and shoot it in a way that was very undocumentary. So I was going to decided to take the people out of their environment and try and light it and shoot it on a large format camera tethered to a computer in a completely different way to anything I've ever worked on before. I decided that was the best way to tackle this subject because obviously trying to say something about a battle that's 200 years old, you can't really do it in a kind of reportage way because if you try and cross that line and make it feel as if it's genuine, I think it just becomes quite bogus. So it was really trying to create portraits that said something about the battle, but kind of were shot in a non-documentary way. Inevitably, when you're shooting in Belgium during the middle of the summer, rain is the biggest problem you're ever going to face because it rains every time in Belgium, and I don't think there was a day that I was shooting that it didn't rain, and this was shot over 5 years, and it's the anniversary is probably the second last weekend in June, but it always rains. But so inevitably having trying to create a studio in the middle of a field in the rain and the wind has its own challenges. But besides that, I think one of the things was to try and create the same light year after year because while this project was a 5-year project beginning in 2009, it was only one weekend a year. So obviously by 2013, which was the last year we shot, things have changed a little bit, but you really want the photographs that you shot then to look exactly like the ones you shot in 2009. So trying to recreate the same light, the same quality year after year was a little bit of a challenge. And in 2009 we decided to shoot horses as well, which was obviously a lot bigger scale. So with shooting one person standing in the front of a camera is quite straightforward, but to use a very similar lighting setup but on a larger scale with an animal who might not want to be photographed, it was always a bit more of a challenge, but I think it was worth doing. One of the things about the Battle of Waterloo is it was the last conflict before the invention of photography. Just say 50 years later, during the American Civil War, lots of soldiers from the North and South, rich and poor, black and white, had their portraits taken. And photography democratized portraiture almost overnight. The portraits we have from Waterloo are very much the portraits of the generals and the commanders, Wellington and Napoleon. And we've all seen those portraits, but what we haven't seen is the faces of the individual soldiers who were fighting that day. 200,000 men were on that field fighting. And really, we've only got the portraits of a handful.